You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Sports. Well, I saw this and found this very interesting. By the way, shout out to the Young Turks on this. They called me a MAGA shock jock on one of my Lori Lightfoot videos. They didn't like the fact that I called her a socialist radical mayor or something. Luckily for them, I could care less what their opinion of me or this subject is. But I did see that good old downvote ratio on that video you did that my face is on, and hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that so many Black and White Sports subscribers went over and I guess watched the video. This has been like a month ago, by the way. I mean, I really don't care, but I figured since I was talking about the subject, well, why not? Why not? So I really don't know what's going on here because this is NBC Chicago, and they're saying Chicago leaked news of the Bears deal to buy Arlington Heights property. Now, if you read this title right here, you would be very much under the suspicion that the city, maybe by whose direction, I don't know. I don't know who runs that city up there. Lori Lightfoot. But we don't know that. That's strictly speculation. But it would lead you to believe that she got wind of the deal and that maybe the city leaked the Arlington Heights and Bears business dealings to maybe make the Bears look bad. Now, keep in mind, there are numerous places out there that reported that crime has influenced this decision by the Bears. Whether anybody wants to believe that or not, I really don't care. All right, so let's get to this. As the Chicago Bears eye a move from Soldier Field to Arlington Heights, what's going on behind the scenes? Question mark. What might this move cost? Question mark. Quote, look, Soldier Field was fun. There were some good moments there, more losing than winning, but you need to modernize. NBC Sports Chicago's David Kaplan, he says the Bears are at a crossroads. Worth more than $5 billion, the Bears are the fifth most valuable team in the NFL according to Forbes, but Soldier Field is the smallest stadium in the league. This is fact. And their lakefront lease is up in 2033. By the way, they can get out of that. There is a penalty, I believe, but the penalty drops as you get closer to 2033. Now their eyes are on a massive prize, a new multi-billion-dollar home in Arlington Heights. From what I can see, and by the way, the mayor reached out to Jared Payton and to try to get his, help on the situation. Well, what she didn't know, and from what I saw in the interview for Mr. Payton, which is Walter Payton's son, was that he fully supported the Bears in moving the Bears. Okay, so that move backfired on her, and she did not do her research and find out that the Payton family had ties to the Arlington Heights area, and they completely blew up in her face. And Payton, in an interview with a radio station up there, completely admitted that. Quote, I think the Bears want to control everything, be able to have concerts and conventions and Final Fours and Big Ten title games. All of that, Kaplan said. In September 2021, the Bears began their 50th season at Soldier Field. That same month, they signed a $197 million agreement to buy 326 acres that held the former Arlington International Racecourse. Through a Freedom of Information Act request, NBC5 investigates obtained messages between Arlington Heights officials and anyone with a Bears email address. The paper trail began with a letter from Mayor Thomas Hayes to George McCaskey on March 4, 2021, putting a feeler out about the team's interest in the property. He said the village was working to find a use for it, quote, that is worthy of the track's legacy, and that he hoped to discuss how they might, quote, work together to build something special there. Since that day, their communications paint a picture of partnership, completely coordinated messaging, and a Bears president, Ted Phillips, put it, shared excitement, quote, about bringing our vision to life. Compare that to the team's relationship with the city of Chicago, which is pitching the Bears to stay, and as Phillips noted in one email, leaked news of the deal to buy Arlington Heights property before they or the northwest suburb had a chance to announce it. Interesting. Okay, so let's read that one more time. Compare that to the team's relationship with the city of Chicago. As Phillips noted in one email, leaked news of the deal to buy the Arlington Heights property before they or the northwest suburb had a chance to announce it. So I guess Ted Phillips is saying here, I guess in an email, that the city of Chicago did leak the news of the negotiation. Now, that's just what I'm taking from this. I could be reading it wrong. But as Phillips told the Arlington Heights mayor 1 month prior, the Bears were prepared for, even anticipated that possibility. Oh, they were playing chess while the city of Chicago was playing checkers. Imagine that, under Lightfoot's direction. Mayor Lori Lightfoot's office did not respond to requests for comment on the leak or the move. Interesting. The Bears have said that while they are under contract to buy the land, they will not explore any alternative stadium sites, including the option of staying where they are. Quote, I think the city underestimated the Bears, Kaplan said. And then when they come out and give you that statement, a statement that we are not even looking at anything about Soldier Field, the only thing we're looking at is that plan. It tells you where their head is. So the Bears have been pretty vocal about this, that they've sort of moved on from Soldier Field, that there was nothing that Lori Lightfoot could do to save it. Lori Lightfoot put a counter proposal together. She even come out and acted like there might be a chance that, another NFL team might want to come into Chicago. I just can't see that, considering how many corporate entities are actually moving out of Chicago blatantly because of crime. Look, McDonald's come out. She's feuding with the CEO right now because he's got employees that don't want to come to the corporate headquarters right now. Okay, so that is all a thing, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. The emails revealed that the Bears asked Arlington Heights officials to notify them of any public records request, just like the one filed by NBC5 Investigates, indicating that the team is eyeballing all questions about the potential development very closely. Records also show Arlington Heights officials have organized stakeholder meetings for the Bears with chambers of commerce, school districts, and surrounding suburbs like Schaumburg, Palatine, and Elk Grove Village, among others. When reached by phone Thursday, Hayes said that those meetings were to provide stakeholders with an opportunity to look at preliminary plans before they were publicly released, to include those organizations and communities in the process and to address any preliminary concerns they may have had. The Bears have pitched the move as a win for everyone, saying the development will generate $1.4 billion in annual economic impact, including $51 million in tax revenue for Illinois each year. When reached for comment, a spokesperson for the Bears declined to share more specifics on the methodology and how they reached those projections. Hayes said the team has also not shared the information with the village, which plans to do its own analysis on potential developments of economic impact. But University of Chicago professor Alan Sanderson, an expert in sports economics, cast doubt on the Bears' figures. Quote, take any estimate a team or chamber of commerce gives you as to how much this is going to be worth, take whatever that number is, move a decimal point to the left, and you're probably pretty close. So he's saying the numbers are not right. Sanderson was part of Chicago's working group to revitalize the museum campus. He said, no matter where you put them, stadiums carry a lot of risk and little financial upside. Quote, the two things you don't want to build on a valuable piece of real estate are cemetery and a football stadium, he continued. Those two things are just economic losers. Sanders, really? Because do you really believe the Jones Mahal up in Dallas is going to be a big economic loser? Or that SoFi Stadium is going to be a big economic loser with all of the different events they're going to be hosting over the years? I'm not so sure about that logic. I'm not. I mean, somehow, some way, I bet Jerry Jones is going to come out okay on the Jones Mahal. I just believe that. Sanderson said part of the reason that is that football stadiums have a low occupancy rate and they are vying against one another to host a limited number of events. Well, if there's a lot of stadiums of that ilk in the same area, maybe. But I don't know about that. There's only going to be approximately one Super Bowl a year, and there's only approximately going to be one NC2A championship. It's not like the NC2A is going to play twice as many games just because you got another stadium. Yeah, but there's things like concerts, events. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can go into a stadium. So I'm not sure I follow the logic there. I mean, you could probably go to the Jones Mahal. I mean, Jerry puts 5A football games in there, high school football games, and it pays off for him. Another challenge, the way the fans engage with the game has changed as technology has improved. He goes on to talk about things like televisions in homes. The Raiders' new stadium in Las Vegas costs roughly $2 billion, while the Rams stadium costs $5 billion, experts estimate. The Bears say they won't ask for tax dollars to build the stadium itself, but they do want public funding for infrastructure and other parts of development. Yeah, but what happens is the rest of the area also is going to get some financial benefit. Both the mayor of Arlington Heights and the Bears said that when it comes to how much public funding the team will seek, they have not discussed any numbers, and they don't plan on doing so until after the Bears close on the property, which could happen by the end of this year or early 2023. Quote, certainly our residents are concerned. My village board is concerned, and myself in terms of what our financial commitment might be to development of this property, Hayes said. Quote, our ultimate goal is to make sure that it's a win-win for both the Bears and the village of Arlington Heights. So, we're going to do anything that's going to we're not going to do anything that's going to bankrupt our village or residents. This all comes as taxpayers are still paying off their portion of Soldier Field's more than $600 million renovations several years ago. Look, I don't think Mayor Lori Lightfoot had any chance of keeping them, Kaplan said. I don't either. I mean, look, I just think there was too much going on here. Crime is part of it, but I think crime is only a fraction of it. Okay, I just think economics was not going to work in Lightfoot's favor, and they were looking to move to a different area, plain and simple. I mean, I do think that's a fact. I think they're looking around at things like the Jones Mahal and things that's going on in L.A. and things like the draft being hosted and all that in different areas. And I think it's a shrewd move by the Bears, business-wise. I just do. It's not her fault. It's business, man. Oh, it's not ever her fault. It is not for the faint of heart, and for the Bears to make a tremendous business move. They should take their franchise to the next level. Now, will they win games because of it? It's remained to be seen. And, yeah, we don't know that. I mean, the Raiders got a brand-new stadium. They're 0-3 right now. I mean, one doesn't have a lot to do with the other, although, it can cause an owner to get motivated to put a winner on the field, okay? So, in other words, let's just say, for hypothetically speaking, Justin Fields doesn't work out. If you got a new stadium coming up, you're going to want to try to field a winner like the L.A. Rams are doing. So the L.A. Rams have went balls out, and you see what that team looks like. So it can have an impact on the field, at least with talent and how an owner wants to acquire talent and the motivation there. Also, even though the Raiders are 0-3, they did go out and get Devontae Adams, right? So, I mean, you get the point. At least even that team's trying to put more talent on the field. Part of that is that Death Star the Raiders play in. That is a good-looking stadium, by the way. It truly is. Anyway, there we go. That's the latest update. They're saying, if you want to read it, depending on how you want to read it, it sure feels like they're saying the city got wind of it. The city leaked it out to the public, I guess, to gauge perception or get the public to turn on the Bears. Did you really think that was going to happen? Because I don't think it was going to. I don't think it was going to. So, anyway, there you go. Oh, yeah. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. My dogs were acting a damn donkey in this video. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.